Hey there, beautiful people. What is up and how are you doing? This is your favorite struggling R&B producer, Valentine the Plug, and we are once again back with another incredible R&B cook-up. I'm super stoked about this cook-up, man, because I've got ideas for this cook-up. I got a vibe and everything, man. I can't wait to just waltz into FL Studio, break down that chord progression, and get the business with y'all. So let's get it popping. Cool, so we are in FL Studio. I've got the piano roll open. Y'all can see my chord progression. Let me just break down the chords and then I'm gonna play the progression. What I've actually got here is an F sharp major 7 chord, and I voiced it so that it's basically a lot of doubled notes. That transitions into an F dominant 7 chord. I doubled the root note and I also doubled the third. That then goes nicely into that A sharp minor 7 chord, and that's actually it, because here you see I've got the same chord, and this is basically also the same chord but voiced different with some notes omitted. So y'all be wondering what that sounds like. I got y'all covered. So I'm not gonna front. I made this chord progression like a while back. Well, not a while back. I made this chord progression a few days ago. And I was just kind of wondering what I could add to it to give it some sauce. Now, I've been trying different things. I've been mulling over different things. But what I really feel like doing is just taking out the trusty guitar and just see where we get with that. All right, let's go and do that. Alright, so I'm not gonna sit here and cap. I do not have some kind of intricate, super saucy melody idea. Actually, it's gonna be very simple. I'm just gonna be playing the chords of the chord progression in piano roll, and then I'm gonna just add a couple of licks here and there. So that means that I'm gonna have to be playing this F sharp minor major 7 chord. Then I'm gonna transition into this F dominant 7 chord, which is like basically the F chord, but you're not playing the F on the third string of the third fret. And then you transition into this A sharp minor 7 chord. Hold on, ring. Thank you. That's basically going to be it. And what I'm also going to be playing is like a couple of modest licks, kind of something like this. Played it kind of slow, of course, so I'm gonna have to try and get that up to the right tempos, but we're gonna try and make that work. All right. All right, fucking hey, that shit sounds good. Ooh, my God, Lord have mercy. But the most important thing now is processing. So we are gonna take our time processing, make that baby sound even better than it already does. Feel me? One thing that people should probably be doing a lot more is actually add some compression onto their samples, for the sake of just having well, you are killing the dynamics with compression. That's kind of the point of it, but it does help get you a more tighter sound. And sometimes when you make a sample, you don't want one element to be sticking out like a sore thumb. So compression is a good way to just whip it back into place. So you should probably consider either multi-band compression or just regular schmegular compression, because it really helps with your samples. Yo, the difference a little bit of reverb can make, man. Okay, so I'm definitely keeping that doubler on the sample, on the guitar part, but I'm gonna be automating it so that that double effect is gonna come back in the beat, but only at select parts. Cool. So what I want next is add, another guitar pattern, but I think I'm just gonna go with picked acoustic for that one. Then a pad, and then we're just gonna start building the drums. Ooh, almost forgot to humanize this baby a little. Let's hit that Alt S for the strum. Hit that Alt R for the randomize. Nah, that's what we want. That's what we want. That's all good. Cool, cool, cool. Now let's head into Analog Lab, get ourselves a nice, sweet little pad. Now let's go for a pad in Omnisphere. For let's visit Omnisphere for a pad this time. Yo, real quick. So the pad that I got is the Super Juno pad in Omnisphere. And what I immediately love about that pad is that swell. It's got that high attack. So it's just basically heading towards a climax in terms of velocity. But it's also kind of a delay. So I kind of like it. It kind of gives it a kind of groove. So we are going to try and enhance that with the regular schmegular Valentine plug processing chain. And when we get back, that pad will be sitting nicely in the mix and we can proceed onto the drums. Yay. I'm gonna be saying something that I don't really know how to convey, but let's just look at the EQ cuts that I'm making, right? So the reason why I'm making this big cut in the middle is because I still want the pad to sound open. Because what happens when you make big cuts around this frequency range and big cuts around that frequency range, you get a very click, muddy, boxy sound. This is the kind of the boxy range. So that's why I'm making this cut here, and I just felt like highlighting it because it's important, because I talk about pad processing a lot, but having space for other things in the mix, because your piano is going to be around this range, your vocals are going to be around this range, some of the drums, you want this to be open. You want to create space. That's the essentials of subtractive EQ. So the drum pattern that I got in mind is one where you have like a regular 8-note hi-hat patterns. Then there's going to be one additional pattern with roll. I like planning out things in advance, just to see how things work out. So regular hi-hat pattern with 8 notes. As it picks up, you get a 16-note hi-hat pattern. Then I'm going to alternate it with a hi-hat pattern with rolls. And as for drum, kick, and snare, I just want to introduce a pattern with a lot more groove and a lot more accent. I really wanted it to knock. I really wanted it to sound tight. Actually, I'm not going to go for a softer drum pattern with spaced out drums, but I really wanted to have a lot of accent, a lot of boominess, a lot of energy. So let's try and get that idea in my head. Let's try and convey that into FL. I don't know about y'all, but I'm getting mad. I'm getting mad Kehlani and Ty Dolla Sign vibes from this beat. But that's just me. That's just me being a Kehlani stan, because I don't know if y'all noticed, but I'm a pretty big Kehlani fan. Right, so at the moment I am on the hunt for a particular bass patch in Analog Lab that I used in an earlier beat. This is definitely not it, but I'm gonna need to remember that for when I'm making some funky stuff. No, thank you. Was it this one? No, it was I think it's the C. Yeah, the growling bass. That's what I need. It kind of reminds me of the Growler Moog bass, but it's not the Growler Moog bass, so I don't feel as guilty about it because I really overuse the Growler Moog bass. But this comes close, but it isn't it. You feel me? So we're gonna be using this one. I'm gonna turn the brightness down. Hold on. Perfect. We're just gonna lay down a fat bass line, because especially with these kind of beats, melancholic beats and kind of darker mood R&B beats, moods that describe anger or longing, frustration, a deep bass like that just does wonders. So in the beginning, I said that I wanted to add some groove to the beat, and I think I did just that by just adding a lot more perks here and there for a little bit of in-between bounce. So I'm gonna send them nicely into the mixer channel. Then I'm gonna preview the beat, and honestly, I kind of think that I'm done. Really. Now, if you've been frequently watching my videos, you know that there is one ingredient missing, and that is the vocal sample. And I'm gonna tell you what, I'm not using a vocal sample today. I think I've got enough. I think the beat is done. I think there's more power in just getting the arrangement right than adding more layers on top, you know? I think that what's essential is that I get the proper build-up of energy in this beat, and that means alternating between the part where I got the clap and the part where I got the rapid hi-hats and the snares hitting, you know? So I should probably pay more attention to that. What I've got is a divide where there's basically 16 bars or 8 bars, depending on how you want. Now it's actually 16 bars of clap, and then there's 16 bars of snare. But given that this is 100 BPM, I should probably go with 8 bars of clap and 8 bars of snare, you know, for the sake of not having a beat that's too long. Damn, beat's already 2 minutes 30. It's an entire song. So I probably should pay more attention to arranging that. That's something that I'm going to be doing off screen because I really need to take my time for that. And honestly, I've shown you all there is to show about the fun that I'm having, about my sound selection, about the decisions that I make, and just generally building a dope ass beat, because there's no one in the comment that can argue with me that this beat isn't dope. With that being said, thank y'all for tuning in once again to another cookup video. I'm wishing y'all all the best. Like, share, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. Upvote works for me too. Y'all have a good one. I'm going to see y'all in the next video. Peace.